Title: Brushes of Destiny. Toleta never imagined that the construction of her house, which she had dreamed of so much, would become the beginning of such an unexpected story. The first problem began with the walls. Despite having made sure to hire the best workers, the finish was not what he had expected. The walls had imperfections that could not be ignored. Disillusionada decided to look for a solution as soon as possible. A couple of days later, some young people arrived with tools and material to repair the damage. Seeing them, Toleta felt a mixture of relief and curiosity. They were cheerful workers, and although their intervention was only to improve the structure, she noticed that something special was in the way they behaved among themselves. It wasn't so. It was not work that united them, but a commitment to detail and quality. After the wall repairs were ready, it was time to paint. The hired painter was Donald, a man he seemed to have a calmness that contrasted with the vibrant energy of the young repairers. The first meeting was brief, but Donald's presence left a mark. When she saw him arrive, Toleta could not help but notice his elegant bearing and the subtle fragrance of his perfume, something that surprised her given the type of work he did. It was a fresh and masculine scent that made she felt comfortable around him. "Are you the painter?" she asked curiously as she approached. "Yes, I'm Donald," he replied, smiling kindly. "Nice to meet you. How nice your perfume smells," she said, without thinking too much. Donald laughed softly, a gentle and genuine sound. "Thank you. It's something I like to use at all times. There is always time for small details," he replied. He said, while beginning to prepare the space for work. As Donald advanced with the painting, Toleta was observing the process. There was something fascinating in the way he used to give life to the walls, as if each brushstroke were a work of art in itself. Donald was precise, calm, and always worked with a concentration that amazed her. Without realizing the days passed quickly. Once the painting was completely finished, Toleta felt that his home had acquired a new energy, something he had not anticipated when it all began. The process. He decided to thank Donald in a special way, not only for the good work, but for the conversation they had had during those days. It was as if fate had hedged what their paths crossed for a reason. "Donald, how about you accompany me to dinner?" she asked him one day, while he finished putting away his things. Donald looked at her, a little surprised, but then he laughed. It wasn't something offered to him frequently, but something inside him told him he should accept. "That sounds perfect," he finally replied. The date was lovely. Toleta prepared a dinner, simple but delicious, and during the evening both felt comfortable, sharing life stories, dreams, and aspirations. The conversation flowed naturally, and before they realized, the night had become a couple of hours that seemed to have passed in a sigh. From that day they began to talk more often. They sent messages, called by phone, and always found Robin excuses to share time together. Donald, who was very reserved about his personal life, began to open up little by little. Toleta showed him that he could trust her, without judgment or expectation, as she was a woman full of life, optimistic, with a strong determination to achieve everything she set out to do. They supported each other in small things. Over time, the relationship was taking a form, my deepest. 1 year after their first date, the love between them had grown so much that neither of them could imagine their life without the other. One day, Donald surprised Toleta with a proposal that she did not expect, a ring, a question, and a future together. "Toleta, will you marry me?" said Donald while looking her in the eyes. Toleta could not believe it. Emotion overwhelmed her at the start. "Yes," he answered without hesitation, as tears of happiness began to run down his face. The wedding was intimate, surrounded only by his closest loved ones. For Toleta, that day meant it was more than just a commitment. It was the culmination of a journey full of surprises, discoveries, and personal growth. I knew it hadn't been easy for Donald to trust again after so much, as failed relationships, but their love had earned the strength she needed to take that step. Shortly after their wedding, Toleta decided to join Donald's painting business. she had always been. She was an entrepreneur and had an innate talent for sales and organization. Her support was fundamental for the company's rapid growth. Together, they managed to transform the small company into a redifferent in the city. Wall painting, which before only seemed to be a routine job, became a shared passion between them. The love that Donald and Toleta shared was not only the walls of their home, but also on the construction of something bigger, a life together full of dreams, complicity, and mutual support. What began as a repair on the walls of the house became a true masterpiece of love, teamwork, and building a future full of promises. End.